Hello.
Hi, hello.
I'm 21. I've been 21. I say that like it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's not. It's in October.
Happy on birthday, right?
Hi, hello. I'm tipsier than I meant to be.
Ain't that just the way?
If you haven't seen Over the Garden Wall, I'm looking right at you. If you haven't seen Over the Garden Wall, you should see it. It's quality. It's on Hulu. We're sponsored. No, we're not. We're not sponsored by Hulu.
Disclaimer.
Not sponsored by Hulu.
Disclaimer. No.
Hulu doesn't want us.
Hulu said no. Hulu rejected us?
Hulu said who?
Lady Killers. Who? And I'm like,
Who's
we
she?
have 26 subscribers?
30. We hit the 30 mark. Filming. I know when this releases, it'll be at 400,000. But
I mean, if Hulu would just sponsor us, then maybe we would have 4,000 subs.
Netflix, where you at? We talk a lot about feminism and sexism.
So you would love us.
Yeah.
And death.
Oh, you love some true crime? We can do Making a Murderer. We could make you a murderer.
Anyways, hi guys.
Hello. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Janine.
We're
Lady Killers.
Today,
We are not talking about Lady Killers.
what are we talking
For
about?
the first time, we're talking about cults. Cults.
Colts.
Yay.
Not C-O-L-T-S, like the horse.
No, none of those.
C-U-L-T-S.
Maybe next time we'll do cults. Like
just horse type.
we just review a bunch of different kinds of horses.
I have a lot of opinions on Shetland ponies. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I feel like we're going in very quickly.
I know. I feel like we're just ready to jump into this.
I am feeling cults. I feel like maybe we should say why we're feeling cults now that we know what we're doing.
Right.
But I don't know. I just love cults because they're sad sometimes, but the ones I have are not as bad as like things like Jonestown or Heaven's Gate, where it's a huge tragedy. Mm-hmm. These are a little bit more goofy. They're still sad and ruin lives.
It's a little bit. Cults are a little bit goofy to me. Maybe that's not inconsiderate, but like insensitive to say. They are just kind of sometimes a little funny. I'm like, oh, did you do that? You did that?
Well, it's just they always have weird beliefs, and I'm always just like, huh.
I mean, like,
really?
you do you, but like...
Yeah, it's always just a little like, okay.
I get that. I'm really excited about this.
Hackin' rad.
Because I don't ever really research or, like, get into cults in a whole lot. I've never been in a cult.
Good thing.
We're going to do a small little kind of series. I don't know, it's 3 episodes.
3 episodes. Mini
series.
But we might do some little extra tiny cults. We'll see.
We'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And I have a surprise cult for Janine today.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
She gets to pick Gloria Vale
Okay.
or the Congregation for the Light.
I kind of just, the Congregation for the Light. I feel kind of like...
Okay. There's very little information about this cult.
Okay.
That's why I'm excited. I did research at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Good. as we all do, yes.
And I stumbled on a conspiracy. It is based in Manhattan.
Okay.
Which is really weird. Most of the time cults are in very rural location. Yes, just Oregon. I don't know why. All cults are in Oregon. The Congregation for the Light is based in Manhattan's tiny Murray Hill neighborhood. So it's in a brownstone building in the middle of the city, which is actually pretty uncommon for cults. For the most part, cults take place in rural areas. They'll go to the middle of nowhere so governments can't intervene. Mm-hmm. But this is a pretty freaking small cult. Okay. And there's very little information about this cult readily on the internet. Okay. I could find 3 articles and 1 blog.
Okay.
There's no videos on YouTube.
How'd you find this?
I literally just stumbled on it.
Really?
I stumbled on this blog just looking up cults, and it just showed up. And I was like, interesting. It was the 8th page on Google. Okay. And I was like, cool. The group was founded by a man named Tim Bear, who is in his late 70s now, and he told his followers in regular Thursday night meetings that all diseases were caused by bad karma, and he engaged in regular spiritual combat to prepare for the end of the world. That is, like, a lot of their beliefs. They have to do with karma.
Okay.
When the bomb drops, he says, they also believe in this vague bomb that... Okay, so I will preface, there's little information about this cult. I'm going off of what I could find. They believe in some vague bomb that is going to destroy the world.
Okay.
And that when the bomb drops, he says that all light members will be reborn in new, single-gender bodies on the planet Nay, and they will be born without stomachs.
I like that specific detail.
It's like specifically genderless, no
stomachs. Okay, I can get with this. Let's go.
On the planet Nay.
I'm down, yeah.
So.
Nay.
Okay, so this was actually an addition of Morris Cates. He was the chairman of the congregation from the 1960s to the 1970s. Congregants are forbidden from having artwork in their homes unless it has an owl or a cross with an X on it. The X is their greeting sign, and the owl is the watcher protecting light members. Like a familiar. It's like their watcher.
Oh my god.
So they really love my university. Rice owls, hoot hoot. So yeah, essentially that's a very basic understanding of what they believe.
The cross, the X is their greeting?
So the X is the greeting sign that they'll have on their walls of the congregation. So like when you enter, from what I could get, they have an X over the doorway.
Okay.
And it's like, hello, welcome.
Okay then.
And you have to have a cross with an X over it. So there's apparently a doorman named Regan at all meetings, and Tom's wife, Tina.
Is it the same guy, or is it just like like a few different guys named Regan?
No, the other guys.
Do you know what I mean? Like every meeting, it's a different Regan.
It's a different Regan. They just recruit Regans from across the country.
Or it's like just for that night, his name is Regan, you know?
No, because I think it's the same guy.
I think it is.
What if he just committed his life to this? This is his only job. And it's like, it pays him $20,000 just for, like, being there.
I wish, right?
He'd be living large.
Honestly, yeah.
Dude, I don't doubt it. This is mostly the rich and famous that are part of this. Anyway. So, Tom's wife, Tina, also assists in meetings by handing out envelopes. I'll get to the envelopes in a little bit. In the coat room, there are often bags left by members to other members with their names on it. So they're like giving bags to other members. And there are also those who head other meetings, such as the smaller groups on Fridays. Tim's son, not Tom. Is it Tim or Tom? I'm looking. Tim Tom. Literally, I have no clear answer. I will call him Bear.
Bear?
Bear, that's his last name.
Oh, okay, Bear.
Yes.
Or Tim Tom.
Tim Tom. I'll call him Tim Tom.
Okay.
Okay. So those in this group are the only ones with access to this, like, thing that they call the light.
Okay.
And many other people have access on the astral plane, but only they have direct access to the light. They discovered the light because through their incarnations, they were ready to become aware. So they also believe in reincarnation. Okay. And they believe that as we continue in our path of reincarnation, eventually we stumble on the light. But they believe this is our last incarnation on Earth, and they know where we will next be sent, which is Nay. But they're the only people that will be sent there because they are the only people that have access to the light.
Oh, okay. So you have to go through whatever stages of reincarnation and then become self-aware of Nay. And
yes, exactly.
You can go.
Yes. So Kate, who was one of the chairmen, had a successor named Joseph Denton, who also tried to ban the internet and some TV. So they're very controlling, and in this way they act extremely like a cult. The light dates back to at least the 1960s and has met in Murray Hill since the 1970s, so they've just moved to some other place in New York, but it's unsure where. It dates back to at least the 1960s and has met in Murray Hill since the 1970s. The people in the church are told that the church dates back to the 19th century. Okay. The cult preaches about the impending end of days, as I said before, and the power of karmic retribution to men and women who believe they descend from an Aryan super race that once populated Atlantis.
Okay, makes sense. See, this is my favorite thing about cults, is it's just like... it's so seemingly, like, outlandish that you're like, who came up with this? Like,
if you don't know anything about, like, the Aryan understanding of Atlantis was, like, filled with Aryans, and then Lumeria was filled with Lumerians, and there's all these, like, theories about, like, those people in the way, way back days, and, like, how they were, like, superior people that would, like, feud with each other. The Light is really, really small in terms of cults. It's only filled with 200 members, and most of the members have been part of it forever. They're just, like, families that have been part of this forever. However, not all of the cult is light at all. Parts of it are pretty disenchanting and very, very dark. Former member Paul Arthur Miller, whose face I can put here because he has a really, really fun photo where he's holding an owl, and he's like, "Hello, golden owl." Former member Paul Arthur Miller described to the Post a young adulthood filled with indentured servitude to leader Bear, Tim Tom Bear, and his furniture factory, physical training for a doomsday that never came, and a total culture of homophobia. One of their pivotal beliefs is that the planet Earth will soon end. They set the doomsday date multiple times, at least twice, and they were wrong every time. People would not go to the doctor because they were like, the world's ending.
Why would we?
And then they were like, wow, I rescheduled that to never.
And now I have a cavity.
I'm sick. My tachycardia is acting up, and I didn't go to my cardiologist. Women are told not to seek out higher education and must be married off in their teens in order to stay in the group. They get married at about 18 or 19. Miller, who was a homosexual man, was singled out numerous times and was forced to leave his boyfriend and date women. If you leave the Light, like, because you're mad, because you're like, I'm a woman and I want to seek out higher education, then you are allegedly subjected to evil because you don't have protection. One time, on a trip that Miller thought would just be a 3-day trip reserved only for elite members of the Light Patrol, the group began learning to fire M14 automatic rifles into an abandoned junk heap and training in hand-to-hand combat in preparation for the apocalypse. So these are, like, militarized, armed civilians, which is okay, but, like, it's a little scary considering the history of cults. If you don't know, a lot of them have, like, stored up weapons and use them against other cult members or the government or civilians not involved. Despite hatred of Miller's sexuality, Paul Miller was actually, like, really accepted by a lot of the leadership. Cates often said that Miller and him had been best friends for thousands and thousands of lives. So they believe in, like, having lots of lives and that they know what happened in all of them, like that they have these dreams.
Like Ken.
Yeah.
So they were like BFFs in their past lives as well.
So he's all like, you're great.
Right.
They also believe in, as I said before, a master Aryan race that lived on Atlantis. They also believe that humans once lived on the moon. They meet normally on Thursday evenings. Bear preaches to a few dozen men and women who aren't allowed to take notes or read from any text. In fact, there isn't a text. Bear says that he does not categorize the group as a religion, rather just a group of people providing guidelines to a decent, sane, and healthy life. However, they believe in corporal punishment. Not only do they believe in corporal punishment, but it is encouraged. And members have to atone for bad karma from past lives.
Oh.
So you're never done apologizing for past misgivings or, like, whatever. They carry themselves like robots, according to one former member, and believe they're not from this earth, that everything else is filth, and they do not want to associate with any of it.
What kind of, like, level of disassociation do you have to be like, I'm not actually here? Like, I'm literally an alien, like...
The kind of dissociation I have during finals week.
Me at work, whenever it gets really busy.
Like, or when someone, like, yells at you for no reason because you're just doing your job, and then you just, like, stare off and you're just like... Am I here?
You're like, am I actually an alien from Atlantis? Like a ethereal race? I think I am.
Mentally, I just go, I'm the Princess Anastasia, I think. They don't realize that I'm a fucking princess.
You're like,
they're supposed to bow and then scoot away. Like, we are not worthy.
No, that's what's supposed to happen. Why are people yelling at me and why are people mad at me?
So
me, whenever, like, customers yell at me at work, like, I'm just trying to make your frappuccino for you, Sharon, and you and your daughter, Taylor. Like, that's an actual meme.
Taylor, spelled Tayleigh.
Oh, it got worse.
Taylor.
you and Taylor's friends, you know, her two little friends with the headbands.
Brianna, but spelled Breanana.
Banana. Banana Nana.
Banana phone. Ashley, but spelled Ashlay. And it's pronounced Ashley.
Ashley.
Or they're named after a president. Like a little boy named Roosevelt.
Oh my god.
A little boy named Nixon. Whose first name is Nixon, or his first name is Milhouse.
This is my kids, Banana Nana, Milhouse,
and Ashley. Ashley. So those are the formal names of cult members at the congregation.
We're so dumb. I had to actually be like, wait, what are we actually talking about right now?
God.
We're so dumb.
So, the church is recognized as a religion in the government, and it's tax exempt. There are also congregations, allegedly, in Washington, D.C. and Atlanta, Georgia. Attending weekly meetings is mandatory. Absences for vacation or higher education are not excused. Most people, if they do attend college, attend a local community college in New York so that they can attend the Thursday night meetings. You are not supposed to share the light with others, and you must keep your membership a secret from your closest friends.
So does anyone know about this? I mean, now it makes more sense why no one really knows about it.
People leave, and then they talk about it because it's kind of abusive. They really control their members' lives. We'll get there to some of the scarier parts of the cult.
Okay.
But there's some really domineering, kind of frightening behavior of the members. For instance, so everything is also, like, really ambiguous. If you ask a question about something, if you're like, I need clarification on what you just told me, you'll get a response like, you just don't remember. You'll remember when you're supposed to. So, like, asking questions is, like, super not encouraged, because they're just like,
right.
You'll remember if you dream.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, and especially if
You'll
you
figure
believe,
it out.
because they believe, and we'll get there, I'm going to play a game with you at the very end.
Oh.
I have it in my notes. I was drinking some wine when I wrote
I love it. And you've been drinking beer now, so I think it kind of works out well. Was that the night that you texted me? Dude, I had to be up at 4:30 that morning. And I was like, my phone just goes, bzz, bzz. Just like literally 10 times.
Oh, was it when I was deciding to do everything? I was like, it's time to do all the things I meant to do.
I literally had to be up. I had to be at work at 4:30.
Do I?
You were texting at like 2:45 to 3, and I was
Why
like,
were you up?
Not gonna lie, well, you woke me up, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting
Put
at.
your phone in a different room.
I had to keep it next to me for my alarm, because I had to wake up at 4 a.m.
You should put it on vibrate.
It was on my
I feel like this is your own fault, because you're a light sleeper. Anyway, so one day...
I'm just bullying you, I really don't
know you are! Okay, so this
I'm
is...
sleep deprived.
I'm tipsy. Are these excuses? No. One day, an unnamed Manhattanite attended a meeting at the end of the year. She had been attending for a while. She was engaged to a man who was part of the light.
Who was this? Sorry.
She has no name. She's anonymous. Okay. Everyone at the meeting was handed a white envelope by Tina, who I discussed earlier, except for her. The next day, she joined her fiancé and his parents for dinner. The food wasn't even served before her fiancé's mother stood at the table and announced, "If you think you're marrying him, you're nuts. I remember you from 10,000 years ago, and you tried to bring down the light. We are launching a spiritual intervention to save his soul." The pair broke up, and she was told to never speak to her fiancé again. 2 months later, he was married to a fellow light member. The white envelopes had been invitations to a special meeting to sabotage her engagement to the man who brought her into the light in the first place. She said, "I felt like I was in a movie. I didn't realize the kind of people Tom Bear had, that the light had." It's Tom. It's Tom.
Tom
Bear. Anyway. Okay, so Bear has, like, as I said, spoken to congregants about battling evil people in lucid dreams and how cancer and other illnesses are the result of karma, not health habits, genetics, or environment. Bear also mispronounces the word awry as auri.
Why? Like, just, it's like when people at work say macchiato.
It's because they're bad.
Macchiato, which I think is a reggae pop singer. No, it's macchiato.
Macchiato. I love it.
I love him so much.
The only tenets known about the sect are that the teachings are rooted in 19th century England, where a husband and wife known as the Wyeths woke from the same dream and wrote down the karmic tenets and the symbols they remembered. An ex-member noted, "They don't give you any sources. There's no dogma you can reference. It's just word of mouth. You just believe what you're told." Followers are told to look for symbols and dreams in their everyday lives obsessively. So essentially you're supposed to go through life being like looking for owls, looking for crosses that have circles and X's through them. Like that's what you're supposed to spend all your time looking for. And I think part of the reason why they don't tell you where any of the teachings are is probably because they make them up a little bit, but also because it puts power in the person that knows. So while they don't have the same cult dynamic as like a David Koresh, you do have a person who's very powerful because they have all the information. So, members are not allowed to associate with no-nots, the term associated with people not in the light. That's us!
No-nots.
It's like they don't have information. No-not.
No-not.
Yeah.
I was thinking like astronaut, but like no.
You can't come to space with us?
No!
You can't go to the planet Day. Stay home.
No.
The planet's gonna blow up, but have fun. I had something in my eye. So Miller, who I mentioned earlier, left the sect in the 1990s, when he caught a member spying on him as he dined with a male suitor. So as I said before, the cult made him stop seeing women, but he kind of still did see men. I mean, stop seeing men.
I got you.
Yes. He was like, but I'm still gonna, because I'm gay and that's who I am, so good try. And the member caught him and said, "How dare you be seen in a restaurant frequented by the light with that blatant homosexual?" Miller then left, and then his parents left the cult 6 months later, apologizing for getting everyone into the thing. He is still estranged from his sisters, who remain in the group to this day. An ex-follower who, from the source that I saw, wanted to be anonymous. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Probably because they have family still in there and they don't really want to be associated with negative discussions. Said he was booted from his home at age 15 because he questioned the teachings and refused to throw away his Black Sabbath records. The member said, The member said he endured brutal beatings by his parents as per Cates's instruction. His mother was told she was Cates's daughter on Atlantis 10,000 years ago, and she believed she was a high priestess of the light. Also, fun fact, the light also teaches that children are not human until they turn 13. You hear that? When the ex-member who I just told you about, his sister was behaving especially rebelliously, the light had a solution. So she was in her teens, and they married her off to a church bachelor in his 40s. The ex-member states he struggles to this day with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, because of his upbringing in the group. Choosing a partner from the outside world is basically not allowed. Parents often marry their children off to members in the group, and girls are married, as I said before, at around age 18. Bear, the leader, claims that he was an Apache in a past life and denies the group is a cult. Congregation of Light runs a nonprofit named after Cates, who died in the late 1970s. The foundation's address is at a Brooklyn auto shop. The group's revenues were $116,860 in 2012, $338,429 in 2011. They have a sort of vague listing of overhead and expenses, which includes $84,000 for totally physically and mentally disabled total care assistance for nurses' aides. The nonprofit allegedly only gets 10% of its funds from donations and the rest from estates when members die. The group pays for members who are down on their luck and for their home care, so it's okay that they're stealing from their estates. There is a blog online discussing this secretive cult. For instance, details the meaning of certain symbols that hold that the Pilgrim's Progress book is about the light, and that Hiawatha also discusses the teaching.
Okay.
So, I'm going to test you on some of the symbols.
Oh my god.
Tell me what you think a nut means. It means that you busted a nut.
You busted a nut. Growth, maybe?
No.
Does it actually make any sense?
No.
Then I'm not gonna get it.
You'll get some of them.
Okay, I mean a nut, like...
Consciousness. What does a squirrel mean?
A squirrel? Scavenging.
Kind of.
Like a gatherer?
Kind of.
What does it mean?
It's a seeker trying to remember. I'll give you that.
Okay.
It's like scavenging for truth.
Okay.
A canoe.
Adventure.
No. Traveling between the astral and physical planes.
That's
kind
of.
What does a fleur-de-lis mean? The flower.
Something about like ethereal beings or something like that?
It's what a prayer looks like.
Oh.
Tell me what the color yellow means.
Happiness.
No. It means compassion.
Okay.
I'll take it. Ankh doesn't have a meaning. Ivy leaves don't have a meaning. Neither do poppies. Tell me what owls mean.
I mean, I want to say wisdom, but I think it's just the general, the light, generally.
It means being watched from all sides, even at night.
That's terrifying.
So those are the meanings in the dreams. Okay, so ironically, they don't believe in psychotherapy or psychiatry. They also don't believe in therapy or medication.
Okay.
They're okay with doctors, but believe death is determined upon birth.
Right.
At meetings, everyone must look the same. All men must be clean-shaven, and suits are required from everyone. Members are not supposed to move outside of NYC. They cannot miss meetings, and vacations can only be taken in August. They cannot live together unmarried. Any new job, house, / serious dating situation must be approved by Tom. You cannot sit anywhere you choose at meetings you are assigned a place. Those are the rules of the Congregation for the Light. And that is all I have for you. There's nothing else on the internet.
Literally, I mean, that's pretty for a very secretive cult. Like, I think that was more than I would think.
I give a lot of props to the New York Post article, which I'll link down below because that's where I got most of my information. That was wildly helpful. But I think the most interesting part of that cult for me is how crazy secretive they are.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like you see that many kind of things. Like, this reminds me of like the old secret societies, but very scary. And I think that kind of level of control that they're trying to have over their members' lives is probably not going to go well.
Yeah. It's kind of different because a lot of the cults that you hear about are ones that they're trying to bring as many people in and make it as big of a thing as possible.
They want to be little.
Yeah, like they want to be the one, and like...
Yeah.
But this is a very much more like small, secretive, but like controlling cult, you know?
It's like these 200 members are it. There's no one else.
But I feel like with the less people, the more you can like keep an eye on.
Oh, everyone. I think 100%. They're like, we will dictate militaristically the people that are part of this cult.
Yeah.
And that no one's going to have any freedom unless we dictate that they can.
Right.
So, it's interesting.
Super creepy.
I literally just spent a night researching this.
Can we look up Yelp reviews?
Yes.
So what is it called?
The Congregation for the Light. Yeah. So there's one review and it says 1 star. Beware. Extremely cult-like.
And cult-like is one word.
Cult-like. Cult-like.
That was from 2013, and that is literally it.
One Yelp review. It has a number. We should prank call them.
No. Caitlin, you're tipsy. Don't do it.
Okay. I think that's it.
That's it for this one video of the cults. We have two other ones. 2 more. Watch our Lady Killer self-titled series.
We'll insert the playlist at the end.
Like and subscribe.
And hit that bell notification icon if you want to know when we post another video.
Let us know what you think of this video.
Leave a comment down below with what Yelp review you'd give the cult.
Yeah!
Bye!